Apple might be the biggest component of the S&P 500, but at a bit less than 4% of the index, it's not the highest weighted component ever. Back in 1985, IBM was more than 6% of the S&P. So does that suggest that Apple has more room to run? Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Dominic Chu. Max Wolff is with 55 Capital. Boris Schlossberg is with BK Asset Management. Max, I got to go to you first on this one here. Apple, we all know it's the biggest company out there. Why does it matter if it was relatively the biggest one compared to everybody else out there? And does that mean it really can get bigger and bigger?
Yeah, so look, I'm not so sure that Apple's done growing in terms of its market cap or in terms of its weight. What we do know is that what it means is that it sort of throws its weight around in these indices. So when you're looking at an index, you're looking at actually a kind of smaller number of firms than a name like the S&P 500 denotes. And you're looking at an awful lot of tech firms. If you look at the first four on the S&P by cap weight, they're all tech. And if you add in the sort of two share classes at Google, you're looking at 15% of the daily move here, quite possibly by market cap, be a handful of tech companies.
I mean, it's no surprise and no secret here. Technology has been a huge driver, especially, the S&P 500 just a stone's throw away from record highs. The NASDAQ 100 and composite certainly making new highs, it seems like every day. Boris, as we talk about the way that Apple should be viewed, is it fair to say that Apple's best growth days are behind it, or is there some optimism about what it can do with that massive balance sheet it has? Can it continue to grow and grow?
You know, I wish I could say the latter, but I think it's the former. I think perhaps the best days of Apple are behind it. Not that it doesn't have room to grow, as Max said, but I think even in your example, if you think about it, when IBM peaked in 1985, that was pretty much the peak of IBM. It's not a good sign to be the biggest in the S&P. It means you've pretty much reached your apex as far as growth potential. To me, in the very short term for Apple right now, it's all about the iPhone 8. They have to hit it out of the ballpark. They have to create something brand new because, frankly, we're all bored with their products. I have all of their products. I love them, but there's nothing that Apple has produced recently that makes you want to run to the store and want to buy it. And I think that's what they need to do in order to grow forward.
It's a $147 stock right now. Pre-split adjust well over $1,000 at this point. Boris, is there anything that would change your mind about the prospects for Apple?
Yeah, they need to come up with a wow product. Either the iPhone 8 or perhaps some new product they're working on that's going to really blow consumers' minds. Because in order for them to really increase market share at this point, they've saturated everything they can as far as their product set goes. And they really have just done incremental improvements over the last 2 or 3 years. One of the sort of saddest statements I think I've seen recently is that the dividend yield of Apple now is bigger than the dividend yield of Exxon. Now, that's great from an investment point of view, but from a growth point of view, that's a very boring statistic. And I think that's the key thing to take away from here.
Max, the last point to you here, $240 billion in cash. Yes, it's cash and investments, and 90+% of it is overseas. But what would you like to see Apple do to maybe spur growth or create shareholder value? Is it just dividends and buybacks? What can they actually do besides just a new, better iPhone?
So look, I think one of the things they really should do, especially if they get a tax break on repatriation, is dump a bunch into R&D. What I'm interested in about Apple is I think they are making some initial and crowded, although it is, forays into the self-driving car space. I think that's kind of meaningful. I also think they have a lot of room to grow in the emerging markets where they really haven't done great, particularly lately in India and China, where they've had some retardation in terms of their ability to move forward or slowed down quite a bit. And last but not least, we sort of think that an R&D spend into the AR space, the augmented reality space, might be pretty big. The game changer in the iPhone 8 is not going to be the phone. That's kind of a mature technology, the Glass Lab. We think what's interesting there is the augmented reality. It looks like they've done some interesting things with the filters, and it looks like they might have some interesting ad tie-ins there.
There are those who believe that augmented reality, AR, is going to be a big part of Apple's future. Guys, thank you so much. Boris Schlossberg, BK Asset Management, Max Wolff, 55 Capital. Thanks so much for joining us here, and thanks for joining Trading Nation. I'm Dominic Chu. Catch more on tradingnation.cnbc.com. We'll see you next time around.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.